Hare Krishna. Today we are going to discuss a very serious and instructive topic, one that is both educational and deeply inspiring for all devotees. We humbly request everyone to listen to this narration till the end. A few days ago, we had the blessed opportunity to meet Sripad Kasinath Pandit Das, a senior disciple of Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj. During our conversation, he shared several wonderful incidents that he had personally witnessed while serving Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj. Among them, one particular story stood out, a story we are going to share today. In 1977, Srila Prabhupada personally laid the foundation stone of ISKCON Bhubaneswar. At that time, Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj built a small mud hut with his own hands where he lived. Apart from that humble hut, there was nothing else, only dense forest all around. Yet, despite such difficult and austere circumstances, Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj never paused or compromised his preaching. Every single day he would sit outside his hut and give discourses on Srimad Bhagavatam. Local villagers and a few enthusiastic young men would regularly attend and listen with great eagerness. His Grace Kasinath Pandit Das, who first came into the association of Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj in 1979, recalls, Gurudev's Harikatha was so captivating that you would forget the whole world while listening. Maya could not even come near you. During those days, as we sat outside listening to his Bhagavatam classes, a dog would also come and sit a few feet behind us. It would quietly listen to the class every single day. When Srila Gurudev arrived to speak and started singing his Jai Radha Madhav, the dog would sit at the very last row and it would remain there till the class was over. When Gurudev returned to his hut, the dog too would get up and walk away. This was not something that happened once or twice. This continued daily for almost 8 to 10 years. It was astonishing. I never once saw that dog miss even a single Bhagavatam class. Srila Gurudev had instructed us, don't chase him away, give him prasadam. The dog never left the temple premises. Devotees would give him prasadam morning and evening, and he would roam peacefully around the ashram. I never saw him eat anything from outside. In 1988, that dog left its body. On that day, Srila Gurudev said, don't throw its body away, bury it within the temple compound. At that time, the devotees understood that this dog was not ordinary. But who exactly was he, that Gurudev showed him such mercy? A being who listened to every single Bhagavatam class with more regularity and devotion than even the brahmacharis. The question was in everyone's heart, and as always, Srila Gurudev clarified their doubt. Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj said, this dog was a Matha Mahanta, head of a monastery in his previous life. He had once misused the property of the Lord. Though he was engaged in the service of the ashram in many ways, he had once misused the property of the Lord, and for that offense he had to suffer, taking birth in the body of a dog. But the Lord is ocean of mercy. Out of his compassion for the service he did, he arranged that this soul could come here and hear the Bhagavatam daily. By attentively listening every day, the dog became free from all sins. This was his final birth in the lower species. Now he will again take birth as a devotee and continue his bhakti. His Grace Kasinath Pandit Das further said, Srila Gurudev often used to say in his Bhagavatam classes, Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Lord Krishna himself. The scriptures declare Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. By daily hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, one becomes completely purified from the reactions of all sinful activities, and one will attend Prema Bhakti. That day we saw that truth with our own eyes. The dog who had listened to the Bhagavatam for years attained liberation from all sins exactly as the scripture promises. Whenever Gurudev spoke like this, his words would pierce straight into the heart. His classes were so deep, so full of realization that they had the power to completely transform a person's life. After hearing such instructions, no one would ever dare misuse the Lord's property or wealth. This divine pastime carries a profound warning for all the devotees, especially those serving in responsible positions such as the temple presidents, mahantas, or managers of spiritual institutions. When one attains a position of authority, naturally wealth, respect, and influence come along. But if at that time one becomes attached, proud, or careless and misuse the property meant for Krishna's service, then the consequences can be extremely severe, not just in this life but in future births as well. Through this pastime, Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj demonstrated that misuse of Lord's property leads to punishment, sometimes even to a lower form of life. Therefore, devotees must remain ever vigilant. If by Krishna's mercy one receives a position of responsibility, it must be seen as a sacred opportunity for service, not as a privilege for enjoyment. A true servant remains humble, detached, and always alert, knowing that everything belongs to Krishna, not to him. Even a dog, by humbly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam from a pure devotee, attained liberation. Then what to speak of us, if only we too listen with the same humility and sincerity? A similar incident is also described in the Ramayana. Once a dog came to the court of Lord Rama with the humble request that the Brahmana who had beaten him should be appointed at the head of a monastery. Everyone present in the assembly was astonished. They asked, "But this is a reward, not a punishment. How is this justice?" The dog then revealed, "In my previous life I myself was a Matha Mahanta. Because I had misused the Lord's property and committed offences, I fell down and took birth as a dog. Therefore appointing this Brahmana as a Mahanta will actually be his punishment, for he too will eventually fall into the same trap and suffer the same fate." From this incident, we can clearly understand the serious consequences of misusing the Lord's property. This episode of Ramayana is not merely an old story written in some scriptures. It is a living truth, a reality that continues to manifest even in the present day. From Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj's pastime with the dog, we also learn that the mercy of the Lord and his pure devotees is not limited to human beings alone. Their compassion flows equally toward all living entities, animals, birds, insects, and even trees and plants. Srila Prabhupada in his purport to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita writes, "Certainly animals and other lower species cannot understand this Krishna consciousness movement. But if even few human beings take it seriously and chant loudly, all living beings, including trees, animals, and other lower species, will benefit." When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Srila Haridas Thakur how the non-humans could be delivered, Haridas Thakur replied that the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so powerful that when it is chanted loudly, everyone, even the lower species, becomes benefited. Thus, Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj's divine pastimes teaches us three important principles. The mercy of a true saint and guru extends to all living beings without distinction. Anyone who sincerely takes shelter of the Srimad Bhagavatam and hears it from a pure devotee becomes freed from all sinful reactions. And misuse of Lord's property or the power and positions leads to terrible consequences, both in this life and the next. Hare Krishna.